One of my goals when I first started riding was to do a wheelie on my dirt bike. And I have a feeling that might be your goal too. But when you're on bigger bikes, it can feel intimidating, it can feel scary, especially if you are 5 feet tall or under. And if you're new here, hey, I'm Angelisa. I am a shorter rider, just shy of 5 feet. I'm a dirt bike and snowmobile enthusiast, and I love challenges. I love learning new techniques when it comes to my rides, such as dirt bikes and snowmobiles. Today, I'm going to share with you my journey of my wheelies. It's been a couple years now. All the steps that I've taken to be able to get my wheel up and to start the wheelie. It's something that I'm still working on. It's something that I'm still fine-tuning. But I think these tips that I'm going to share with you that I've learned along the way are going to help you in the long run. So let's get into it. All right, so number one is my clutch lever, my easy pull lever, and my throttle. Something that has to work together, something that has to feel good. Now, my easy pull clutch is the Mountain Midwest Engineer clutch lever. I'll post a link over here for you to check out on how to install, and also the review on what my thoughts are on this type of clutch. I need an easy pull clutch. I am a one finger type of gal, one finger on the clutch, one finger on the brake, and I can't ride with multiple fingers on my clutch. It's just something that I don't feel I have control over when it comes to holding onto my bars, especially if I am gonna lift that tire up. I wanna make sure I have maximum grip on my bars. So one finger and one finger only. Everyone's different. Everyone's gonna tell you their opinions. This is just mine. So if you are struggling with your clutch lever and pulling it in, take a look at some easy pull clutch levers out there. Find one that works for you. The Midwest Engineer clutch lever does take some adjustments, does take some time to find that engagement point where you like to set it. And that would be my number one tip, is spend the time, if you do get the easy pull clutch, and spend the time with your timing with the throttle and clutch up. I worked on this drill. I still work on it to this day. I do a clutch up every single time I'm on my dirt bike. It's like a non-negotiable for me. It's just something that I want to make sure that my clutch engagement is good, it's responding well, and that my throttle and clutch are working together. And the more that you practice this, the better you'll get at lifting that tire up. Once you start to do your clutch up, you understand the timing, you understand your throttle control, and you understand the clutch control, and you start to get that wheel up every single time. It doesn't need to be massive, but once you get that wheel up, whether it's 1 inch, 2 inches, or a couple inches, it's better to start there, to start small, and then work your way up. Number 2, wheelie guard. I was gifted a wheelie guard for my birthday a couple years ago. And because of this wheelie guard, I was able to work on lifting that tire high with a quick snap. The beauty about the wheelie guard is that if you do get your wheel up really high, it's not gonna let you loop out. I am so excited about this little gadget because it really helped me with getting over my fear of lifting my tire. I wasn't really great at controlling my clutch and throttle. I still had a lot of work to do with those two, but having the wheelie guard just really made me feel comfortable. I have 2 daughters at home. The last thing I want is to be injured. Everyone depends on me, right? Everyone depends on me at the end of the day. So if I can prevent any injuries, heck, why not? So if that is something that, you have some fear of lifting that tire up and you're not quite there, you're still figuring out your clutch system and your throttle control, then perhaps getting a wheelie guard is gonna help you get over that fear, and it's gonna prevent injuries down the road. There is no shame in investing in gear or products that's gonna make you feel safe. I'm gonna be your number one hype girl if you do this. If you do take the time, you make the investments in setting yourself up for success. The last thing that I want you to do and for myself to do is just to send it and be sorry after. Because I shared my journey over on TikTok, I got so much great advice from all of you. I shared my journey of doing a clutch up to static balance and also posted a lot of my wheelies over there too. And one of the best advice that I got over there was to kill the mouse. And basically what they were saying was, when I got my tire up, basically I want to slam that butt down onto the back seat or close to the fender, as if I'm like squishing that mouse. And it was something that I was saying to myself constantly last summer when I would lift my tire. Just kill the mouse, kill the mouse. I believe his name is James Wolf on TikTok, and he actually still continues on saying it, like kill the mouse, squish the mouse, or squish it, you know, like, and it's good that he points it out, because sometimes, you know, when we're doing these, when we're practicing these drills or these techniques, we don't see it, but other people see it. So it's good to get feedback and receive that as a compliment so that we can continue in growing with our sport. I actually have a whole podcast episode talking about change your attitude and how feedback, you need to take it as a compliment. So check that out. My third tip is throttle control. This is something that I just couldn't get my head around, and it's again something that I'm still working on. I researched this so much. I researched on YouTube about throttle control and I couldn't find a whole lot about this, but basically it's the twist of your throttle, turning on the throttle and turning it off. When I would do my clutch up to static balance, I have such a heavy hand that I couldn't tell my brain to connect to my hand to turn off the gas. I just couldn't. Now, I think it might be because the bike is pretty tall, I'm pretty short, so my hand is naturally just giving the gas. But whenever I would practice just regular clutch ups and trying to wheelie it out from a clutch up, I really practiced on shutting on and off the gas. That was like my focus all summer long, was throttle control. And it's something that I believe has helped me a ton when it comes to doing a wheelie. Number 4 is loading the clutch or loading the flywheel. This was a game changer for me, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm gonna load that flywheel, find my engagement. Let's listen, there we go, quick release. Loading my clutch helped with lifting my tire, especially because I have a smaller bike. I need the power. 150s needs the power to lift that bike up. So it's gonna sound loud, it's gonna scream, but those are our bikes. And so you need that power in order to drive that wheel up, especially if you have a 2-stroke. Now, if you have a 4-stroke, different power delivery. You don't necessarily have to load the clutch. Nor do you really have to load a clutch on a 250 or 300. But if you are finding that your timing isn't there when it comes to doing a clutch pop or clutch up, then load that clutch and you are gonna get that instant lift. And I'm really thankful that Crystal Loves Moto taught me that technique, because if it wasn't for that, I think I would still be struggling with my clutch ups. Number 5 is a combination of visualization and seat time. I took the time to visualize doing wheelies, visualize doing clutch ups to static balance. If you haven't seen my vision journal, I'm gonna actually post a link over here. Go check that out, because it's something that I take a look at every single day, and I have images of wheelies, and I really sink myself into these images. Another thing that I've done is seat time. Again, I have spent so many hours just on the clutch up to static balance alone. Over 600 clutch ups over there just practicing that specific drill. But when I was practicing my clutch ups to static balance, I was also practicing wheelies. So if I put in 600 clutch ups to static balance, I guarantee you I did just as much or more on doing wheelies. That's really all I focused on all of last year or last summer. All I can say is put in the time. Just know it's not going to be an overnight success, and it is all going to click. If you can get your clutch ups down, if you can practice on your throttle control, loading that flywheel or loading the clutch, it's all gonna come together one day and it's gonna click, and you're gonna be like, oh, that's what Ange was talking about. And most importantly, I don't want to skip over this step, is having your back foot on your back brake so that when you do your wheelie or your clutch up, your foot is there to catch you just in case your tire comes up too high. That was another thing that I really had to work on and I struggled with, because every time I lifted my tire really high, both feet came off the pegs and I had octopus legs. So having the habit of just keeping your back foot on that back brake is gonna help a ton. And so when you do reach that point of snapping your tire up high, you're there to tap it and bring it back down. It might not seem like it's gonna help you when it comes to learning to do a wheelie. A lot of us think just pulling in the clutch and letting off the throttle is enough when we're doing our wheelie. But if you're anything like me and you're a heavy throttle twister, that isn't the case. Even though I pull in the clutch, that bike is still there, right? It's still high up in the air. It's not until I tap on that back brake, then the bike comes down. At the end of the day, it took me a whole lot of trial and error and patience and time. I am so excited to announce that starting June 1st, which is in a couple days, I am hosting a 15-day slow wheelie challenge on my Facebook group. It's a private group, so get on it if you want. Comment down below wheelie and I will send you the link to be a part of that group. How this challenge is going to work is that you will have 30 days to complete 15 days, because I understand that it might not be easy for you to gear up, to load up your bike and find an area to practice. So I'm giving you time to practice the slow wheelie drill. Again, it's only 15 days within 30 days. I'm so excited. I've done 30-day static balance dirt bike challenges before, so this is gonna be the first slow wheelie challenge. If you want in, let's do it. I'm so excited. And June 1st is my birthday, so why not start the birthday celebration with doing a challenge, because I'm all about challenges over here on my YouTube. I hope my journey of doing a wheelie has inspired you, and I can't wait to hear about your journey, so comment below about how things are going for you. If you're unsure on how to get a tire lift and you need some help with your clutch engagement and maybe even your throttle control, well, check this video out next, because I go into detail on how you can do a clutch up and eventually get into wheelies as well. So until next time, keep killing it safely, and I'll catch you guys next week on the other video.